Hey guys, Danny here, hope you're all doing well. Today we are looking at a smartwatch which is the Umidigi Uwatch 2S. I would recommend sticking around if you're thinking of picking this up because my opinions on it are a little bit mixed. This product was sent to me for review, and as always, if you'd like to pick it up you can find a link down in the description. So I believe this is the third Umidigi smartwatch that I've reviewed, and my opinions on the previous models have been a little bit mixed, and you'll know that if you've seen them. And unfortunately it's the same for this one. The unboxing experience was what I've come to expect from Umidigi, and that is absolutely fine. It doesn't feel cheap. It's about what you would expect for this price range. On first impressions of the watch itself and its build quality, I was initially quite impressed. I do think Umidigi have a tendency to use quite thick, large wrist straps. This is obviously based on your own opinion, but this is just something I've noticed. But other than that, I do quite like the design of this. I do like the circular watch face. It looks quite premium, and there's a nice finish on the side too. Of course, we have our sensors on the bottom and also our magnetic charging pins. We have our magnetic charging cable as well, which is standard USB on the other end. Let's first talk about the screen, as this will be what you'll be looking at most of the time. I was quite disappointed when I powered on the product to see that the display is not actually circular, it's still a square display, which just looks very odd when you're using the device and gives it a cheaper feel. I think this is actually the first circular design smartwatch I've used, so I don't have a lot to compare this to, and I'm just going off my own opinion. The watch face isn't bad by any means, it just is odd having this extra space, but you're still met with a square display. Let me know what you think down below anyway. The display that's being used here also suffers from the same issues that the previous models had, and that is it really doesn't get bright enough. You'll see I'm outdoors here in very low light and the screen doesn't look very bright. Most of its competitors are now using AMOLED displays, even the very cheap ones, which have very good brightness levels. So if you're thinking of using this outdoors, you're not going to have a great experience, especially if there's sunlight. The touch controls, however, are quite responsive and nice and concise to use. There's this quick drop down menu at the top, which I do really like, which enables you to access some settings, change the brightness level, and a bunch of other things. This is not something you always see, and these small details do go a long way, so I do really like this feature. The watch also boasts a fairly impressive feature list. You can track several exercises, including just general exercise, which I do really enjoy because if I'm at the gym, I'm not really doing a specific exercise necessarily, so I do like to have this option. You can track your heart rate, your oxygen level, you can also track your sleep, and there's also a blood pressure option as well. Notifications for incoming calls are also supported, as well as text messages, so you have some options here to decline the call or silence it from the smartwatch itself. If you're like me and you're really eager to get started on your workout, it's easy to forget to start any of the training features to track your workout. Luckily, I did remember on this occasion, and this watch doesn't have an automatic workout detection mode, and I'm sure some of you will agree, with so many smartwatches on the market now, it's some of these small details which can be the difference between you buying one product or another. So I definitely encourage Umidigi to look into some of these more fine-tuning options to just give a better user experience. Compared to previous models, this one is using a different app called DA Fit. I'm not actually sure if that's how you're supposed to pronounce it, but it has a bit of a weird name. So this one does look a little bit more pleasing to the eye than the previous ones that they were using, but I do feel it's still lacking in some good breakdown of your data, which other apps do go into more detail and I think just lay out a little bit better for you. One feature I do really like, which I haven't seen before, is you can actually measure your heart rate from the app. So while you're wearing the watch, you can simply hit the measure button inside the app without having to touch anything on the watch. And again, these small details do go a long way. The sleep tracking feature did seem to be a little bit hit and miss. It did correctly note when I fell asleep, but for some reason it would always say that I woke up hours before I actually did, so it wouldn't actually capture my full sleeping pattern. But on most smart devices that I have reviewed, most of them haven't tracked my sleep perfectly, so this wasn't something that was unexpected. I feel Umidigi are moving in the right direction with this product, as they do offer you a high degree of customization and you have a lot more watch faces to choose from. There are some standard ones that are installed in the device by default and you can change them with a click of the button and they change instantly. Then you have an option to download and install additional watch faces. Here is where I was a little bit disappointed, however, as the install time is quite lengthy, taking anywhere from a minute or more, compared to something like the Amazfit that I've tested, which takes about 5 to 10 seconds. So the wait time is a little bit longer, but if you're not going to be switching between watch faces pretty regularly, this should be fine for you. Deeper customization, however, is still lacking. While they do offer you some options if you delve into the settings using the app, and there's a couple on the smartwatch that you can change itself, there needs to be more options for your heart rate tracking, for example, how regularly it's checked, and deeper customization of the menu inside the smartwatch, which a lot of other products are starting to do. So I just feel that, again, Umidigi need to make some smaller refinements to make their products more competitive to other smartwatches that are already on the market for a similar price. With so much competition and so many similarly designed products, one way to differ yourself is to offer a higher degree of customization and more ways to tinker and interact with your product. So this is something that helps products stand out in such a competitive market. With light usage, you should be able to get about 10 days of battery life with this product, which does fall short of the 15 days that they advertise. With heavy usage, I think you may lose a day or two, but of course this is dependent on how much you use the screen and how much you are using the product. So for some of the reasons that I've mentioned, I do feel that this product is lagging behind some of its competition. And for that reason, I'm not sure if it's something that I would recommend. If you are set on picking it up, I wouldn't say it's a bad product, as it does mostly what it says on the tin, but I just feel it could use some more refinement. And until the screen is improved, this is quite a big sore point of a device that you'll be wearing outside quite often, and you will need to see the screen clearly to use it. And that brings us to the end of this review. I really hope you enjoyed the video and some of what I showed was helpful. As always, if you'd like to pick up this product, you can find a link down in the description. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more videos like this one. As always, I will see you in the next one.